Hello learners. Today I want us to look at receiving, and we start with the objective of receiving. Why do you need to do receiving? So we start by the primary objectives in receiving procedure is to ensure that the establishment is obtaining the food and beverage of the correct quality and quantity ordered at a agreed price. That is the main objective. Now, unless the receiving department operates efficient, it becomes almost a waste of time for the purchasing manager to prepare purchase specification and to negotiate prices and trading terms with supplier. Now you remember we discussed about the purchase specification. What is a purchase specification? And you also drew a purchase specification. So you realize that when we'll be talking, we'll be dealing with purchase specification. Now, the objectives are summarized and we have them in a summary form. And number one objective of receiving is that the quantity of goods delivered matches the quantity of food in the purchase order that you had ordered. So you have to check at it. Is the quantity matching with what has been ordered? Also, the quality of goods delivered is in accordance with the purchase specification stated. So when you are looking at the quality, you look at the standard purchase specification, how they said they want it delivered. Now, another objective is to ensure that the prices stated are the prices stated. Now, when the commodities are being brought in, you have to look at the prices relating with what was already been indicated. And also, to help the receiving clerk to know what to receive. So when you are receiving, it is important to know what you are waiting for to receive, to help the receiving clerk raise or write a credit note in case of items not delivered or not of quantity or quality required. That's the reasons why we need objective of receiving. And the last one is to ensure that an accurate record is kept in goods delivery book. So we have said in receiving, the objective, we look at the quantity and also we look at the quality and also we look at the price and we look at the records to be kept and also we look at to help the receiving clerk to know what is going to be received. Now, in the receiving area, where the area that you are going to receive your ingredients or the materials that are being brought, the receiving areas should be located centrally between the stores and the user. Central between the stores and the user, such that you are not mingling while you are walking from one place to another. Another one, and the reason for this, or for them being centrally located, is to prevent beverage, and beverage tulisema ni ile winzi kidogo ya jikoni. Now, should have a loading bay and a slanting floor. A loading bay where the ingredients are being delivered, where they should be kept, and a sliding door, such that if it is a vehicle which is coming, it is easier for you to offload the ingredients or the material that are being brought in. Should be well lit. You should be able to work in an area which is well lit. Another one should not be situated in heavily traffic area. Heavily traffic area where people are working, where the guests are working and also the staff are working. Another one should have one exit and one entry for the supplier, such that if you allow them to work in one exit and another, it is easier for them to steal the ingredients or the materials that are being brought in. Another one should be situated away from the guest, valuable, because we need to take care of our guests. The guests are what we eat, so we need to take good care of our guests. Another one should be in a sanitary environment. Sanitary environment, it is in a clean environment, environment that is well maintained. Another one, floor and wall finishes should be easy to clean. If you are working in an environment where it is not easy for you to clean, it will be difficult for you to work. So we need hygiene measures to be observed. And another one should be at the back of the hotel, away from the guest view, because you know in the storage area we'll have a lot of categories, a lot of stuff in it. If our guests are able to see what we are doing in the storage area, they are not likely to love our environment, because you know in the storage area there is a dustbin for putting the dirty. Some things go bad in the store, so we need to, it should be away from the guest view. And the last one should be large enough to allow offloading and checking easily. Offloading while the materials are being brought in, where you offload them, and also when you are checking, sometimes you can be told to do a random checking. Receiving procedure. How do you receive the ingredients or the materials that have been brought in? One, a quick check is made against the delivery note and the copy of purchase order to check that majority of goods being delivered. So you do a quick check on the following documents. One, delivery note and the purchase order. Number two, the goods on being unloaded are then checked for quantity. If any order is found not equal to the quantity stated on the delivery note, a request for a credit note is given out and signed by the delivery man. Number three, the goods having been checked for quantity are next checked for quality in accordance with the purchase specifications. Now that is the procedure of receiving. Now when you are receiving, you have to make sure the supplier knows the following. One, delivery note must accompany all deliveries. No delivery should be made without a delivery note. Another thing, everything delivered will be checked in details for quality and quantity. So when we will be checking, will not be hurried, because we need to look at the quality. Does the quality match with the purchase order? Quantity match with the purchase order, and the quality match with standard purchase specification. Another thing, everything delivered, yes, that we have talked about it. The receiving department will not, in any circumstances, allow themselves to be hurried when inspecting goods. A credit note will be required for all shorted or rejected notes. Now, for the objectives of food objective, which are summarized, the first one is the quantity inspection, done by receiving clerk when checking deliveries against delivery note and purchase order. There is a quality inspection. This is quite difficult and requires the receiving clerk to have a considerable experience. Purchase specification should be used in this case. Another one is timetabling deliveries. Timetabling deliveries. This is important so that a schedule is made for the deliveries from suppliers. Perishables should be delivered in the mornings, because if they are delivered in the evening, they are likely to go bad. So that's why we encourage them to be brought in the mornings. Now, receiving of beverages is different from receiving of food, because in the receiving of food, we have said we look at the following: where is the quantity, quality, price, and then the record. And finally, we help the clerk to know what is going to receive. Now we want to look at the receiving of beverages. The main objective for beverages receiving are to ensure that the quantity of beverages delivered matches that which has been ordered. And items would be in standard units of crates with standard contents of a specific size, and crates and cases should be open to check for such a things as empty, missing, or broken bottles. Now, if you don't open, for example, I always give a case of someone working in, was working in a electrical house, the steamer house. So this person was told to go and do stock checking of what is there. So the person went and did a stock checking, counted the boxes, and said this is what we have in our store. So the manager was so surprised and told him, go and empty those box, then you count what is there. Surprisingly, The cartons were empty. That man was told to pay for everything that has been lost. So it is good when you are receiving to make sure that you are accountable. You check for the missing bottle, some may be open. That's why we need to write a credit note to attack that. Another thing, number 2, is the quality. It involves such a thing as checking the brand name and label on each item against the delivery note and the purchase order. If you look at it, mostly we are looking at two documents. We have the purchase order, the delivery note. So you realize that. Number 3, the prices stated on the delivery note are in accordance with the negotiated prices shown on the purchase order form. Number 4, when quantity or quality or both of the beverages delivered is not in accordance with the purchase order or an item omitted from the order, that a request for a credit note is raised by the receiving clerk or a seller man. Now, number 5, an accurate record is made in the goods received book, recording details of delivery. Number 6, an accurate record is kept on all tangible empties delivered and returned. And the last one is deliveries of beverages are timetabled with supplier. Now we look at the receiving of expensive items. When you are receiving an expensive item, what happens? Although every item must be checked, for quality, special attention is given to the most expensive items. And in our case, the most expensive item is the meat. So this is a procedure on how you are supposed to receive an expensive item. 1. On receiving the items, they are checked against the purchase specification as to being acceptable or not. Number 2, if suitable, tag is made out for each item received with the main information being taken from the invoice or delivery note. The weight recorded on the tag being obtained from the weighing each item individually. Number 4, when item is issued at a later date to the kitchen for use, the tag attached to the item is removed and sent to control with the date of issue filed. Number 5, the control office usually operates a reconciliation of meat tags from form recording the tags received from the receiving department and from the kitchen. Thus, the total value of tags of each specific expensive item would be known for 1, daily purchases. Number 2, daily issues to the kitchen for immediate use. Number 3, balance would give to the stock value of those items. Have a good day. Thank you.